Young men, old men, middle-aged man. You want a good woman? Act broke, act mash up, act poor. Any woman will take you as is, how is and where is. Good woman. Hide the wealth, hide the riches, and not make her no wiser. When you realize the kind of woman she is, then you can marry her and show her your wealth. Argument done.
She's absolutely right. If you want to find a good woman, you must hide your wealth. You must hide your value, because she would use that as leverage. It could be enticing. One thing that a man doesn't want to do is fake the world. You don't want to trick a woman into liking you. In other words, don't start flashing money, because you're going to lure in a fake woman that's going to be using you for your money. And a lot of guys make this mistake. You want to be known as the best option for her. Well, when you know that you're the best option for her, you got to figure out who's looking for the money and who's not. So hide your wealth until you know she is the woman that you want to be with after she's proven herself. And then you take your money and you and her go on vacations. You guys establish a lifestyle together. But if you start using the money to get her to like you, 9 times out of 10, she's going to use you whenever you stop spending the money on her. And trust me, you will stop spending the money on her the moment you get her.
Once a woman starts making money, she thinks now she can live independently. Once a man starts making money, he takes responsibility of his family. A rich man can meet a broke woman and change her life. But a rich woman won't even look a broke man's way. Men love unconditionally. Women love conditionally. Once a woman...
He's absolutely right. Why? Because women are always in survival mode. That's why I tell you guys, a woman is always looking for somebody to survive with. You have to always think about a lioness. There's a reason only one male lion would get all the lioness. It's because that one male lion has showed all the lioness that he's the best option for them, even though when they form as a pride, the lioness does all the work. She does all the hunting. She brings home the bacon, but she still ultimately wants to know that she has a man that can do better than her. So if a woman's making $100,000 a year, you're going to tell her, I want a guy that wants $200,000 a year. And then the guys would be like, oh, that's too much. But you have to understand, the guy that's going to make $200,000 a year is living up to that challenge. The guy that doesn't want to live up to that challenge, he's going to call her a gold digger. So you have to understand the way that people are perceiving life. But when it comes to a woman, regardless of how successful she is, she would never turn around and look at a broke man. But a man, as soon as he gets money, he has no problem taking care of a broke woman. It just comes natural.
Husband, or you have a wife that you've been married to for 24 years, and then you come home and you find them in their golf partner in the living room. One thing you might want to do, go to the savings deposit box. That's right, Brooke. I'm at Wells Fargo. Yeah, I had a nice little find in the safety deposit box. I had all the emergency cash, which right now I would say it's an emergency. I have my title to my wife's car, which is in my name, so I guess it'll be my wife's former car. And all the diamonds, her earrings and her studs and her bracelets are here, so they're going to the pawn shop. Husband or...
Damn, he went on and cleaned out the safety deposit box. Guys, listen, you got to get smart like women. When women get ready to break off the relationship, they turn around and do things like this. I'm not telling you go clean out the bank account. What I'm telling you is, if you know that that woman's been doing wrong, at least walk away in the relationship with something. Because if it's the other way around, that woman's going to do the same thing. She's going to make sure that she wins the situation. She wins something out of the situation. And a lot of guys get left hanging. Like, it's a dog-eat-dog world when it comes to a woman. It's almost as if the nicer you are as a man, the more disrespectful she's going to be before, in the relationship, and she's more disrespectful at the end of the relationship, even when it's over.
Dating really that bad out there for y'all? It absolutely is that bad, and it's going to get much worse. If you look at the West Woman as a business, her Yelp review, not good. Her marketing, terrible. Her customer service, very bad. The product itself is spoiled. It's rotten. It's old. It's tattered. It's nothing new. So if I'm in the dating market, which I'm not, having been for 2 decades at least, I wouldn't patronize this company. The West as a Woman is a old, bankrupt, defunct based business. It offers nothing to the general public that they could use or that they would find value in. And as a company, the West Woman being, she doesn't care about improving. She's not interested. She's just simply not interested. She doesn't care about her outcomes. Just read the comments. No interest in improving, no interest in making changes. Really don't even care about the feedback from the customer. They just want to offer the same thing, receive more benefits, but require on their end less input. That company is designed to fail by its own mission statement. I don't need a man. I want a man, but I don't need a man. Imagine a company telling you, I don't need your business. I want your business, but I don't need your business. And no, I'm not going to make any improvements. I'm going to barely meet your needs. Your customer experience is secondary to me. My modus operandi is to extract as much resources and as much profit from you as possible. And I, on my end, provide very little to any services to you whatsoever. And don't say anything about it. You bet not leave me a bad customer service rating. Rate me 10s. Because we're all perfect. Come on. Look at it from a standpoint of a business. Does that make any sense whatsoever? And yeah, we can make it overly simplistic because think about it. If the modern woman in the West is a company and she was ranked on Forbes, she'd be last in every metric. Am I wrong?
And he's absolutely right. If you stop and look at the West, these women are corrupt. Between feminism and being liberated, the women really don't know what they want out of life. And by the time they wake up to what they do want out of life, they're pretty much burnt out. And that's what's happening. The younger generation, Z women, they're burnt out for what's happening in society right now. And that by the time they turn 21 years old, there's nothing new for them to look forward to, especially in the bedroom, especially with experiences. People are going online nowadays and they're learning how to manipulate other people. It isn't just women, it's men too. So the whole entire world is trying to fake the world, and the more they try to fake the world, the more they're becoming more insecure. It's okay to be liberated, but having emotional-less sex really doesn't mean anything. Like, you go to have sex and then when it's done, you're looking at each other like we don't even know each other, but we're happy that we have sex. And if the sex was bad for one of the people, then that's even worse. Let's say like she plays all these games and then she sleeps with all these guys. And the more she sleeps with these guys, she's not even climaxing. She's just in there making a whole bunch of noise, giving it up to a guy that's not even pleasing her. That's what a lot of women are doing. Because when women get around to the guy that's actually clapping the cheeks good, they have a tendency not to mess with no other dude. So a lot of these girls are liberated because they still trying to find somebody to help them climax. And they done slept with so many guys coming up disappointed, they don't know what to do. So when you stop and look at the Western world, yes, these women are very, very liberated into everything that they're doing, and they pay for it in later years. But as a man, you have to learn to look through that, and you still have to become the best version of yourself. If not, you won't be able to have your options in your 30s. You got to realize a woman's going to get burnt out quick. And when a woman gets burnt out, It's typically when men start to become the best version of themselves and their value goes up. But in order for your value to go up as a man, you have to be working on yourself the whole time to bettering yourself in order for the tables to turn in your favor. There's a lot of guys out there that are older men, but they didn't work on themselves in their 20s. All they did was sat around and sob about women and didn't work on getting the money, and then they got to their 30s and they still couldn't get women. When it's all said and done, guys, women come fairly easy whenever you get your life together. That needs to be the main focus point with modern day men. Far as like what women are acting like, okay, that's what keeps you away. That's supposed to keep you focused, but it shouldn't discourage you from wanting to be the best version of yourself. The moment you become the best version of yourself, you start to attract a different type of women, even better women than the women that rejected you. So don't worry about rejection, because you can change your rejection status based off of your status as a man. Now, when we start talking about Sigma males and we start talking about alpha males, you have to understand, as a Sigma male, your main goal is to have a dream and to isolate yourself from the rest of the world to accomplish those dreams, and then you show the rest of the world what you've accomplished. That's typically what a Sigma male is going to do. We still want to be recognized for art. We still want to be recognized for things that we do. So we are going to be in the world, but we get satisfaction when we're able to satisfy ourselves by being alone, accomplishing our dreams. A lot of you guys, you're spending too much time alone, being distracted, watching goofy stuff, watching relationship advice, and you're really just sitting around wasting time when we're living in a world that's actually falling apart. So if you're going to sit back and watch the world fall apart, or you're going to try to live out this little bit of life that we may have left, is the main question here. When it comes to women, you have to understand you can change the type of woman that is attracted to you by changing the way that you perceive life. If you perceive life to be in bad, then that's how you're going to respond to it. You may notice in life, you may think a certain way till you get out the house and you start operating differently. And then when you start operating differently, it'll start to change and you'll get a different ideology of life. That's what a lot of guys have to do. You have to learn to get out the house and start moving, because it's extremely important. If you really want to have happiness in your life, I'm going to be honest with you. You got to get away from the sad and depressed people that you're seeing online. Too many people are here to help you be a victim and to keep you inside of a victim mindset. It's kind of like what you see the agendas are doing in the cartoons and doing with kids. It's kind of like what the red pill community does too. If it keeps you a victim, then it keeps you coming back. It keeps you watching the videos. So you have to decide, at what point of your life are you going to wake up and you're going to say, I'm going to grab the power back. I'm going to chase my dreams. I'm going to be something. Because you have to realize the rest of the world do not care if you make it or not. All right. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and leave me a comment below for the algorithm, and then comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.